Today, you're going to learn some of the best retention strategies to keep clients longer. And if you keep clients longer, your agency grows and makes more money. Now, this is an interview with Nick Williams, who's coached me for years on retention and growing my agency. I can honestly say that I wouldn't have grown my agency to the point it's at without him. He's running a multi seven figure agency himself. And we're going to talk through actionable ways to increase your retention, keep clients longer, increase your profits, and as a result, grow your agency. So let's get straight into it. So, what is your current retention rate?
So we're currently averaging around about 95% plus each month right now. So really good retention. We got clients that have been with us for 6, 7 years. Just so retention is extremely high within the agency.
That is absolutely insane because most agencies struggle with churn. What would you say are the strategies that got you there?
So one of the biggest things I'll never forget is a mentor of mine saying to me around always see the vision. So I think one of the biggest problems with most agencies right now, and this was all really obvious on a mastermind I was at last week, is that most agencies focus on generating leads. Okay. The problem is right now with AI, with all these amazing tools out there, AI is causing lead generation to become extremely easy. So part of the problem is that those agencies that were only focusing on lead generation are now becoming a commodity because they were just doing lead generation. And I remember a couple of agencies saying to me a few years back, "Oh, why are you offering so much to your clients?" And it's because what happens is when a client brings you in, it's normally to solve one thing. Okay. For example, you're coming in to work with a client and it's because they need more inquiries. Maybe they need more stuff, whatever it is, you're solving one particular problem. And the way the client looks at that contract or that agreement is, well, you've got me forward, you've done your job, you generated the leads, the systems are in place. Why do I need you anymore? Because you've done what I hired you to do. And I never wanted to be in a situation where that was just a revolving door where we'd come in, fill a client, and then leave them. So we always look at how do we see the vision? And in terms of how do we add more value every single month? But the really interesting factor that how I look at this is I always look at how can we add more value to a client without increasing their monthly fee. Okay. So simple things like we introduced a monthly mastermind. We introduced a coaching program that was funded through a different revenue stream. Okay. But all of our private clients got that coaching program for free. So we're always look at number one, see division. How can you add more value without charging the client more? And the biggest thing that I think most agencies forget is you are not just in the business of generating leads. You are in the business of solving problems. Okay. So if you're just doing lead generation for a client, don't expect that client to stay around long term because as soon as someone else comes along with a cheaper offer, but they can do exactly what you do, they're going to kick you out and get the cheaper offer in. Okay. So from my perspective, see the vision, always look at adding more value and make sure you find yourself as you're solving problems, not just doing lead generation.
That's an interesting one because it makes total sense. Most agencies don't think about, the long-term vision and seeding that and showing clients what's going to come next. How do you do it in a way that doesn't add extra layers of complexity that's still simple and easy to scale?
Good question. So we only focus on early educational businesses, so childcare, sports clubs, before and after school, all those types. Okay. So when we only focus with one sector, scalability is much easier for us because we're creating the same content, basic same content structure. We know what their issues are. We know what their challenges are. So we're able to go in and replicate those systems much quicker than if we were working with chiropractors, dentists, I don't know, salons, all different industries, because you've obviously got to do more work. There's more time, there's more lag time in doing all that research and find out what works. So we also offer area exclusivity. So the way a lot of our clients perceive this is number one, they know we're not going to work with a competitor within a 6 mile diameter. What that means is that they are way more willing to share ideas and challenges they have in their business. So for example, we've got clients right the way from, Sydney, Australia, all the way across the world through to Los Angeles. And what happens is clients, whenever they get a challenge or a problem or a solution in their business, they are way more willing to share that with the rest of our community because they know their local competitors aren't going to get a hold of it. So the point I'm trying to make there is we're not always the ones coming up with the ideas. The clients are the ones that come up with the challenges. And sometimes they often come up with the solutions themselves. They just want us to then implement that solution for them. Okay. And this is part of the problem. We had a client read this yesterday, not a client, sorry. She works with another agency. And the problem is that agency is only doing lead generation. This woman's got a massive crisis going on in the business right now. That agency isn't able to support them because they don't understand they are problem solvers rather than actually just doing lead gen. So the point you talked about, how do you make it scalable? You basically, air exclusivity works really well for us. I know some agencies are against that, but also work with the one sector because it's much more scalable and you're reaping those systems for clients all across the world.
I know obviously you've coached me for about 2 years now, right? What would you say, and you've seen the growth of our agency, what would you say were the mistakes we were making with retention previously compared to now?
Oh, good one. We talked a lot. I think we probably spent about 6 months looking at this, really delving in to like fixing the hole in the bucket. And one of the biggest things I think you've gone through, the biggest shift was you've really started to provide a lot more value. So things like you do your mastermind now, you do tons of amazing high quality videos. You create all these amazing tools for your clients. So you're almost creating this network of, if I ever leave this guy and what he does, I'm going to miss out on so much valuable content and that community that I'd be insane to leave. Whereas before, it was very much like, okay, hey, we're about growth. But with the greatest respect, you probably weren't spending as much time looking after those clients as you wanted to. And you've totally reinvested in that in terms of how you provide way more value right now. Clients, it goes back to that point I made. Clients bring you in, they pay you to do a job, they see you've done the job, and then why do I stay with this person? And what's changed dramatically with you is in terms of the insane amount of value you continuously provide. I've never seen anyone create so much content, give away such value for free. Yeah, there's people out there give value, but you're cranking content out an insane amount of, every single day, like insane. The free tools, like you growing, your numbers are insane right now. And that's part of the biggest issue I think that most people don't do. They don't have the relationships with their clients. They just think they're doing a job for the client. Once they've done the job, it's like, hey, well, people almost avoid contacting their clients because just in case that client's like, well, why am I paying for the service anymore? Whereas you've just gone 10x in some respects. It's now, hey, if you leave this community, you'd be insane because you're never going to get such value from anywhere else.
So true, even though I say it myself. What would you say are the KPIs or metrics that you should measure if you're trying to improve your retention rates?
Oh, good point. So we have a big board right outside my office. And one of the biggest things we look at is we look at engagement with clients. Okay. Because we've got different extremes of clients. One of the biggest ones, if you're going to take anyone from this, we look at how engaged is that client. So we have, a client's really quiet, not engaging. They might not attend the masterminds. They don't attend their game plan calls. We look at clients that are engaging. We look at but not asking a lot. We look at clients that are engaging, asking a lot. And we look at those clients that are really kicking off and asking probably too much. So for me, it's most people panic about this top end. Oh, these guys are asking too much. They're insane how much work they're getting from us. And people complain about that in their agency. What we pay more attention to is these people being quiet over here. Focus on the people that are really being quiet, the ones that, maybe it's just because they're happy. They've got a lot going on. They don't need you right now. They're just happy to pay the fee. But I think that's a dangerous game to be in because you're only one monthly retainer away from someone canceling. And if they don't see that value, or maybe they have an unexpected expense come up in their business, or something just happens, trauma, they're going to look at what can they cancel. And unfortunately, most people end up canceling marketing, even though it's the wrong thing to do. They cut their marketing back over anything else. Okay. So I just think the biggest thing for me is pay attention to not only, your clients are expecting a lot, but also be paying attention to those clients that really aren't, and they stay quiet in the background, because you never know, that person could literally drop you an email and cancel tomorrow.
Yeah. Been there. Brutal.
Yeah. One other one, Julian, if you don't mind, if I can add to this, one of the biggest differences we do with our monthly mastermind now is we always share with clients what are the new things we've worked on this month. Okay. So last night we did our mastermind. We ran at 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Earth time. And the reason why we do that is because even if the client comes on there, running a mastermind where people get to go into breakouts, it provides an insane amount of value to people, but we try and take that to another level. Prior to going into those breakout rooms, we always share new things we've been working on. Okay. Because for me, I want clients to see, oh, I want that in my business. Oh, that's a really cool idea. I've never thought of that before. I should put that in place. And everyone last night, it gets them re-engaged. Even if they're being quiet right now, they can all show up for a monthly mastermind for an hour and they can see what other people are doing. And it will inspire them and it will make them jealous in some respect that other people are doing things. And instantly, those clients that are being a little bit quiet, you'll get them to re-engage much more when you share what other people are doing because they worry about being left behind.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just going back to the clients that acquire what we started doing, and I think you do this as well, is like if a client doesn't book a call or they don't get in touch with us and they're not asking for a call, we'll send them proactively a video recap of everything that we've done that month so that at least we're showing them the value.
Yeah, 100%. And also as well, we have the Facebook group and everything else where we're shouting out clients too. We share a lot of their success stories because people, when they see other people succeeding and they feel like they're missing out and they're quiet in the background, we always get really good engagement. So one thing's on the mastermind sessions and throughout the month, we'll always tag people in and go, hey guys, look at this person. They've just opened a new location or they got business woman of the year. Like people are like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Like they feel inspired by that. I think one of the biggest things that any agency owner can realize is that, remember I said about your problem solver, most business owners are very lonely. They struggle. They're very isolated. You must come across that you are there to help them and engaging with them on social too. Okay. Some people are against this because why should I spend my time? But, we are friends with a lot of our clients. And I mean that with the greatest respect. We have really good relationships with our clients. And the reason why clients have been with us for like 7 years now is because of those relationships. We know their birthdays. We know their celebrations. We know when people are going through trauma. We comment on their social media feeds because we understand the importance of how valuable and how integral we are. We're not just someone providing a B2B service.
I think that's a massive mindset switch, right? Because most people, they just think it's very transactional. It's like, I do the service, I get paid, but they don't realize that actually you have to go far beyond that. I know you talk a lot about, reaching out and then stretching a little bit further, right? That's your mind.
Well, one of my mottos, two of them is raise your hand as high as you can and stretch up a bit further because people do the bare minimum just to get by. And there's another one that I talk a lot about as well. Just one more, just doing one more phone call, doing one more little thing for that client. Even if the client doesn't show, our account managers will still do work on that client's behalf during that 1 hour time slot that they were allocated. And they will send that work to that client and say, hey, I know you didn't get to show up our game plan this month, but this is some of the stuff that I've done during that 1 hour slot. Hey, please make sure we connect. We really want to get back on. So to back up what you said, we send them everything that we've done for other clients, but we'll also use that 1 hour allocated time. We don't just say, hey, they didn't show. We'll use that slot and we'll then fill that time to then work on other stuff on behalf of that client too. Okay.
Do you have any systems in place to seed the vision and to track how you're seeding the vision? Because obviously it's not you talking to the clients all the time. It's your account managers, it's your team, etc. How do you monitor?
Yeah, very good point. So every week we do a weekly huddle, like a team wins, and every team member, we get them all together and they sit down and they share what their biggest win is, something they've done for a client. And what we were finding was, bearing in mind with this, most agencies start with just one person. We're up to like 35 now. Okay. And most of my team, percent of my team are in-house. So from the perspective of when you look at there's things being done every day that you as a business owner don't know because you're not working with every single client. So the team have we use a ClickUp board for all the new things that we are creating for clients. So anytime a new project or an idea or concept gets developed for a client, it goes onto that board where it's broken down into design, automations, ads, graphic, whatever it is. So we then have a catch up every single month so we can see all the new things that are being created. I'll then take all those ideas and I'll then share them on the monthly masterminds So then the clients see all the new cool things that we worked on.
Awesome. What I'm thinking is that we'll actually create a custom GPT for retention strategies based on the transcript and all the tactics you've talked today about. So we'll give it away for free at the end of the video. I'm conscious of your time because you've got to go in 2 minutes, right? What's the best way to get in touch with you, Nick?
Main one for us, if you guys are looking to reach out, is jump on our website, childcarebusinessgrowth.com, or you can reach me at support@childcarebusinessgrowth.com. That's probably the best one to reach out to us. But Julian, I know you didn't want me to do this, but I think it's really important to I know a lot of people that work with you. Okay. And I was at an event last week in Miami. And one of the biggest things that I think is really important to point out, anyone listening to this, okay, just go and start to consume more of Julian's content, because I've never seen anyone create content and work at such a volume that he does. This guy is so, conscious of how he spends his time. And he's a really good role model of someone that just works on the right things to grow his business. There's some amazing tools you've got, Julie, out there. I've never seen anyone be able to create such, like, the tools you're doing in such short time frame, the content you're doing is just insane. I just want to do a massive shout out to you, because you're impacting a lot of people's lives right now. And maybe sometimes you don't hear that often enough. So massive congrats to you, bud.
Appreciate it, and thank you. It's very kind. And honestly, if I would say one of the biggest reasons I've got to the point I am at is because of you and your coaching. And also, I think it's you holding me accountable, because if I get on calls with you and I've not worked on the right things, or I don't have the right things to present you, I feel almost ashamed of myself in a well-natured way. But it's like you hold me very accountable to making sure stuff happens.
I think it's only maybe once or twice where we've done some calls where you haven't managed to do it because other things have gone on. And I know you felt those calls, like, not in a bad way, but you have felt them. It was a tough call, but like,
100%.
you always make sure that you get stuff done. Like the goals we set for by December, you're already smashing them. I'm just massively proud. Everything you're doing an awesome job, but keep crushing it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. Cheers then.